Hello again, class. How is everyone doing today? Awesome. My name is Mr. Tanner, and I am so excited to be here with all of you again. I hope you have all had a great week so far and that you are ready to learn about some fun, new things. Are you guys ready? All right, let's jump right into the lesson. In our last lesson, we talked about healthy friendships. Class, quietly tell me some of the healthy qualities that you might look for in a friend. Very good. Yeah, you might want a friend who is kind or funny or likes some of the same things that you do. Today, I am going to tell you a story about Wagner. But this is not an ordinary story. It's an action story. All of you will be Wagner's classmates, and he needs your help to remember to stop and think. So, whenever I say the word stop in the story, I would like for all of you to put up your hand like this. Whenever I say the word think, I want you to point to your brain like this. Okay, everyone, are you ready to begin the peer pressure play? All right, let's do it. It was the middle of a long morning. Wagner yawned. He looked at the clock on the wall. There were 15 long minutes until recess. The teacher walked to the board, picked up a marker, and began to write on the board. Wagner's friend Sylvester wadded up a piece of paper and then handed the paper to Wagner. Wagner hid it behind his back. Sylvester pointed to the teacher and motioned for Wagner to throw the paper at the teacher. Okay, Wagner, stop. Wagner, think. So thanks to you guys, Wagner stopped. He thought. Then he looked at Sylvester and shook his head, no. But then Sylvester whispered to his classmate Pepper, and then once again motioned to Wagner to throw the paper at the teacher. Then Pepper nodded her head and put thumbs up. She motioned to Wagner to throw the paper at the teacher too. Okay, Wagner, stop. Wagner, think. Then Pepper flapped her arms like a chicken. Wagner, stop. Wagner, think. So Wagner stopped, and Wagner thought, I might get in trouble. He then shook his head, no. The whole class saw what was going on. They giggled and pointed at Wagner. Then they all gave Wagner a thumbs up. The class motioned for Wagner to throw the paper at the teacher. Wagner, stop. And Wagner, think. Good job, guys. This time, Wagner didn't stop. Wagner did not think. Wagner threw the paper at the teacher. Except he missed. It didn't hit the teacher. Instead, it hit Pepper right in the eye. Pepper began to cry. The teacher turned around, and the class pointed at Wagner. The teacher shook her head and motioned, "Come here, Wagner," and pointed at a chair beside her desk. For the rest of the day, Wagner had to sit in a chair right in front of the teacher's desk. Wagner could not go out for recess. The teacher also called his parents. It was a very long day. And that is the unhappy ending of our peer pressure play. Good job, everyone. So, that was a story about peer pressure. Raise your hand if you know what a peer is. Very good. A peer is someone who is about your age. A peer can be a friend, a neighbor, or a classmate. Wagner's peers tried to get him to do something he knew he should not do. Class, quietly tell me, how did his peers pressure him? Very good, guys, exactly. They did things like they put their thumbs up, they laughed at him, they called him a chicken, that kind of stuff. Friends can pressure you in a lot of ways. Sometimes they might even call you names. They might say they won't be your friend, or they won't invite you to their party if you don't do what they want. But no matter how it happens, you should always refuse the pressure to do something that you shouldn't do. Class, who got in trouble in the peer pressure play? That's right, Wagner did. Raise your hand if you think Wagner wished he hadn't given in to peer pressure. Very good, class. All right, now let's do an activity in our workbooks. Teachers, please pause the video here and distribute the workbooks along with a writing utensil. Then hit play to continue the lesson. All right, class. Open up your workbooks to page 12. You should see a peer pressure puzzle. One way to refuse peer pressure is to say no. But sometimes peers will turn up the pressure just like they did with Wagner. Remember, Wagner said no, but he didn't stick to it. Sometimes you have to keep repeating the word no until they stop pressuring you. Okay, now look at page 12 in your workbooks. Use the Secret Decoder to learn more ways you can refuse peer pressure. Say no has been done for you. The first box has the number 19 under it. Now, look down at the decoder key. You can see the letter S is the 19th letter in the alphabet. Each number you find in this puzzle matches up to a letter in the alphabet. Write the correct letter in each box to complete the phrase and discover 3 more ways to refuse peer pressure. And I'll give you guys a few minutes to complete this activity. Okay, class. What is the answer to number 2? That's correct. Ignore. Don't pay any attention to the person pressuring you. Pretend you don't hear them. What about number 3? What's the answer? Good job, guys. That's right. Move away. You can just move away from the kids that are pressuring you. What is the answer to number 4? Exactly. Better idea. Instead of doing the wrong activity, you could suggest something safe and fun to do instead. You see, class, when Wagner was being pressured to throw the piece of paper at the teacher, he could have got up and moved up to the back of the classroom. He could have ignored his classmates. Or he could have even done something fun, like throw the wad of paper into the trash can, like a basketball. Remember, boys and girls, when you are being pressured to do something you don't want to do, you always have choices. Never let anybody else decide what choice you make. Well, good job, everyone. That's all for today. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I already can't wait until I see you all next time. Goodbye, class.